How did my mother buy me bicycle as a cadet? Buy me, and she bought me a car and as a second lieutenant. I rode cars before everybody. I was using a limousine in the army, a limousine, to be able to carry all my children. Anyway, don't let us deviate from the picture story. So my mother then went to Kingsway and bought the container that they got. They loaded a DC-9 full and brought to the war front. A whole plane. Then I told the photographer, if I do like this, just take my photo. If I do like this, just take my photo. Then the man came, brought the first 20. I didn't see myself. If you're Chris, I said, take my photo. He said he was documenting the war. Who told you to document? Well, take my photo. That's what I told you to do. But luckily, there was one British journalist, Winston Churchill, the son of Rudolph Churchill, the grandson of the British Prime Minister, Winston Churchill. One man was in Enugu, Frederick Forsyth.
Yeah, Ojuku's friend.
Ojuku's friend. He said that the way Nigerians cross the river, in fact, he wrote it in his book, from Afikpo, below Afikpo, that means crossing Opobo River with pontoon and everything, there were only mercenary from the British army who would have done that. This was myself. I went to see him. I said, that's me. I made the plan. Anyway, so the British, the Times of London ordered Winston Churchill to go to Nigeria to find out, because the British government denied that they had no mercenary with Nigerian troops, and that's a fact. So that Winston Churchill went to see Adekunle at Port Harcourt, and Adekunle said, well, look.
Adekunle was the commander of the 3rd Marine
Commando, and he said, look, just go and meet Alabi Isama. He will tell you the entire story of how he crossed Opobo River with the pontoon and all the tactics and strategy that he applied. So Winston Churchill came. Very day, I put that man, the photographer, in the guard room for not taking my picture. He said he was documenting the war. Who told you to document the war? I said, take my picture. Anyway, I put him in the guard room. I just locked him up in one room there that had a toilet and water. And then Winston Churchill said, look, you will like these pictures that this man did. That's a professional photographer. He didn't have to take your picture for you to tell the story of the war. These 20 pictures are the best that anybody will have had about the Nigerian Civil War. So I released him, and then there was another person called Bolomokwe, the pictures are here, who said, Oga, I'll be photographer too. So I said, all right, you be his assistant. So the two of them took these pictures that I have.
Wow.
I have over 10,000 pictures.
Of the war?
Of the war. Nobody else has it. Nobody. And I allow them to use it. If they want to use it.
When I'm reading the book, I spend more time on the pictures.
Yes, that's it.
I spend more time on the pictures.
You know why? Because the story in the book was too good to be true. If the pictures were not there, nobody would believe the book. It was like going to capture Obubra. Nobody died, and I captured the whole state. How did you do that? The picture proved it.
You know, on page 148, there's this picture there.
Okay.
148. A 50-foot long snake swallowed a soldier.
Okay.
We killed the snake with the soldier still inside.
Yes.
That scene.
All right. I got there. I was 27 years old. And I was afraid. But as the officer, I couldn't run away. Shoot the bastard, kill the snake. They said, we've been shooting all day. One said, I finished my magazine, the snake no die, oh.
By this time, the snake had swallowed the soldier.
The soldier.
And it wasn't moving.
They couldn't move. because the soldier's head was already, only the boots were outside. And what happened, they fired and the snake did not die. So then I said, all right, you want the snake to die? Everybody say, yes, sir. Take my grenade, touch my head. I was just boasting. They touched my head with the grenade, throw the grenade, and the snake went into pieces.
The soldier was gone.
It was already gone now when the snake swallowed. The snake will first of all strike before swallowing.
So it means Nigerian troops were fighting in rough terrains.
It was I wrote in this book that we were not just fighting Biafra. We were fighting the mangrove forest, the top of...
Alabi-Isama there telling the stories of time, the horrors of war. You know, sometimes they tell us war is necessary, that war brings freedom, that war brings justice, that war comes with victory. In Ukraine, a mother cradles her child's broken body. Can you please help me? Where is the victory? The horrors of war.
The topography. We were fighting the mangrove in the mangrove forest. You saw the pictures. We even killed an elephant. There is an elephant here.
Yes, I saw
the second was a female. And I told them not to kill that one, to let that one go. Oh, yeah. The snakes in the water, the mud. The pictures here showed what we went through in Marine Commando. In 1 division and 2 division, I mean, driving from Benin to Asaba, where was the problem they had? Or driving from Kaduna or going to Enugu to Umaya. What was the problem on the way?
You spent most of your time during the war
fighting the elements. It was raining every day. The pictures are here.
You were in the 3rd Marine Commando.
In 3 Marine Commando, I couldn't see you. You're about 10 meters from me. I couldn't see you.
Adekunle was the commander.
Adekunle was our commander, was the GOC.
And the story of the war from that end sometimes can be scary.
Of course it is. Because, so my soldiers, I lost 8 soldiers in the Scorpion strategy, the advance to Port Harcourt from Calabar. When they saw the expanse of water linking the Cross River to the Atlantic, they panicked. That was the first canoe, and that was why he died about, this officer, I want to mention his name, General Daramola, SF Daramola. He died about 2 months ago. May he rest in peace. He became the commander of the depot, at the training depot at Abeokuta. And we said what was most important to us was that they must let the soldiers in training to go and see expanse of water in Lagos before bringing them to the war front. People panicked. We were in the middle of the ocean. They panicked. And that's why I lost those 8 people in that canoe.
It is time we do away with war. Look at this. In the heart of the Niger Delta, where the rivers speak secrets and mangroves stand as silent witnesses, a man of war was born. His name was Isaac Boro. He was a man who dared to dream of freedom for his people. a student, a soldier, a revolutionary. His life was short, but his fire burned bright enough to ignite a struggle that still echoes till the moment. Remember, 23rd of February, 1966? Let me whisper it into your ears. A young Ijaw man, Isaac Boro, declared the Niger Delta as an independent republic. He did that on the 23rd of February, 1966. That remains the first declaration of a state of independence in Nigeria post-independence era. It's about history. It's about understanding the past. Are you with me? That was a whisper.